You're probably thinking he should have changed his shirt by now, or you haven't been paying attention to the other videos, in which case, why did he mention it? It's said that in order to go at light speed, you need to go harder and faster. What if that's not true? What if the only thing it takes to go light speed is a circle on a circle on another circle? Continuing until you have a set of rings, one pressing on each other. Pretend that it is like a train on a train on a train. There's a couple things we can do to allow it to have a central column system so that it doesn't have to force itself one train on the other. As you go faster, you exert more and more centrifugal force, centripetal, you get it. So what if you just stack these on top of each other? The lowest, pretend that the lowest, on the basic level, right? Let's start with just a regular train. If the train is going 10 kilometers an hour and you walk on the train going forward 10 kilometers an hour, your speed is 20 kilometers an hour. Your speed and the trains add together. But you don't have to put in as much effort. The effort is literally halved. Now, consider what it would take to go to light speed, divide it into, say, 100 sections, and suddenly you don't have to go 300 million meters per second. You just have to go 10,000 meters per second. Each ring, progressively going faster and faster under its own force, capable of going 10,000 meters per second on their own, simply because of how they apply themselves towards each other. One of them starts moving, the other one starts going, the next one goes faster, the next one goes faster yet, the next one goes faster even still. And the best part is, you can transition, and all it takes is a ship that can go 10,000, and then suddenly you're able to go between each of the ships, accelerating as you go to light speed, until eventually you're in the center of the column, the center of the set of rings, which of course wouldn't be just regular rings. We would have them like uniform. Let's say we had them in space. Well, that would provide a lot of force, and if they're not even, that would provide random motion towards the outside, making a lot of turbulence and stuff. If we did it on a planet, preferably the moon, that whole idea of a gigantic particle accelerator will seem like a joke. You're just accelerating particles. I'm accelerating cars and trains and people. Of course, well, not actually. I don't think that the forces applied would be very friendly to people, no matter how much you want to think. even if you're able to go that fast, you're going to be having the bodies be basically pressed on somehow to the point of becoming jello. So it won't be like you'd have to do something in order to make it so that the inertia a person feels is less. And one of the ways to do that is to make them spin sideways. Yeah, the constant force of being pulled to the side could compensate a bit for them moving forward. Nah, probably not. You'll just get crushed into your own feet. Who knows? But let's say that you could make, let's ignore the fact that you can't make a ship that would handle those speeds, but if you could, it would literally only take a bunch of ships that is a calculable amount of power, a bunch of these ring trains to be able to reach the speed of light with an object. Seems doable. Now, what would you accomplish with this? A big bunch of spinning stuff. Well, then you could maybe, like a slingshot, release it out into space and then go to Alpha Centauri with um, a drone or something. Preferably something with like a lot of heavy plating and whatever else. I don't really care what you do with it, but I'm just saying. 300,000, 300 million divided by 10,000, well, that's only, you know, is that not how that works? Or would you simply be negating by 10,000? The main question is how many 10,000s, well, the problem is it's not a division system, it's an addition system. So in order to go up to 300 million with a step of 10,000 per shot, you would go 10,000, 20,000, and 30,000 and so on. It goes up steadily. So simply, how would I put this? I don't know why I can't figure out the number immediately, but if you go 10,000 per step, then you need 10 steps to go up to 100,000, right? You need 100 steps to go up to a million. So you need 300 steps. Yeah, 300 of these 10,000 speed trains on top of each other, somehow suspended in a way that doesn't force them to press on each other. But I mean, the power is still the speed such of just going to 10. Once you can get to 10,000, then you can easily go beyond. And if you could go faster, like 20,000, then you have half as many steps to take. It would only take 150 steps instead of 300. 100,000 steps. 150,000 steps. But then you gotta ask yourself, okay, what kind of forces, what kind of systems would you have to have? It would have to be able to maintain itself and maintain pressure and everything. It's like, how could you, the force applied to all the stuff based on simple, the amount of gravity that they'll each be experiencing generated from themselves. Will you make a singularity? Good question also. So it's not that it's easily feasible, but it's a lot less than infinite power. It's also just really heavy and stuff. So if you make it wider at one spot at the bottom, and then as the circle progresses inward and inward and inward and inward, okay, to give you another approximation, size of a train is like what, 5 meters? So you would need a few, like 5 or 10 kilometers of train diameter. That's just a ballpark number. That's a really bad number. I am really bad at that. It's more like a couple 100 kilometers of train constantly just rotating and forcing themselves on each other and everything. Yeah, this is something that's like, it's big, but again, you're getting this entire thing to go 10,000. And of course, what if you didn't use the entire section of the train? I'm not saying you need the whole thing to be a complete loop that is all going at the same speed. Do you? The answer is, of course, yes, because it has to run on each other. It's like you going on the train is you pushing on the train and going forward. And somehow you're able to do that. Hell, I can be seen going a couple 100 kilometers an hour walking, but that's just me walking anywhere. I mean, the planet is going damn fast. It's not about the forces applied and the speeds applied. We can survive that, technically. It's about, like, just the size of it and probably the size and strength of it. But, like, the energies are a lot more in the realm of possibility than, you know, actually making a ship go that fast. I mean, come on. Let's say instead of doing that, you just simply take a few nukes and send them behind you in a rocket ship, and they blow up, and you're just near them by the explosion to experience a shockwave, and then you have a giant sail behind you to push yourself, constantly doing that over and over and over again. It's a stupid way to get near, and you wouldn't even reach the speed of light doing that. But these circles, that's possible. Goodbye.